welcome to Chopped Greens, another edition. I am your host, Philip Amerine, sitting alongside the one, the only...
Flash.
Flash.
No, I don't want to be Flash, just kidding. Yeah.
Wouldn't you want to be Superman?
No, actually, Superman's one of my least favorite superheroes. I think he's totally overblown and lame. Yeah. I was like, he has every power. Like, this is dumb.
But he has one weakness, only one.
Oh, God, this is ridiculous. Batman's cooler. He's a playboy rich guy who has no powers and just makes the character better.
Which,
I think.
This is all referencing, of course, that we are going to review the Justice League.
Yes.
Justice. It's been served. Let's start.
Has it?
Maybe.
I don't know. Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Of course, actually, let's since we're doing a Facebook Live event with this, let's cut it off on the top and say spoilers. So spoilers.
Yeah. We're not going to go through and take you through the plot. There's really not too much to be spoiled as it is. Let's just get this out of the way. Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, who died in the last movie, his name is on the poster, so like. It's not a bit like I saw other.
I think we all assumed, especially when they have the S. In there.
It's like other reviewers online were like, "I'm not supposed to say this because the studio told me not to." But it's like, come on, we all know he comes back.
Yeah,
his name's on the poster. He gets top billing in the credits. Like he's there. That's really the biggest spoiler of the movie. Otherwise, it's pretty. There's nothing. Right. Unexpected. That it's a pretty straightforward movie. So,
and I will touch on the ending only because it confused me a bit. Maybe you got it more than I did. Let's just go straight off to the cast and crew. Of course, we've got Batfleck, Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill, Superman, Amy Adams, Lois Lane, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, Ezra Miller as the Flash, Jason Momoa as Aquaman, Ray Fisher, Cyborg, Jeremy Irons, the talented Jeremy Irons as Alfred, Diane Lane,
Alfred.
Martha Kent, Connie Nielsen as Queen.
We're just getting. We got J.K. Simmons in there.
J.K. Simmons
for literally 30 seconds of the entire movie.
Yes,
it really made me sad.
I'm afraid I'm going to mess this up, but CRN Hins as Steppenwolf. And
I don't know that.
I think
Amber Heard for 10 seconds.
Mara, and then Joe Morton as Silas Stone. Directed by Zack Snyder.
What really matters is those first 5.5 people.
Yeah.
Half directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Half directed by Joss Whedon.
Yeah.
Well, so I figure you guys don't know the backstory. Zack Snyder's 16-year-old daughter unfortunately committed suicide earlier this year in March. So after that happened, he dropped out, and the movie was almost all the way done, but they brought in superhero team-up expert veteran Joss Whedon, who like redirected and rewrote half the movie, which that is very telling which scenes are Zack Snyder scenes and which scenes are Joss Whedon scenes, which the Joss Whedon scenes bring the movie up, but then you have this weird dichotomy of like...
Are you sure that
totally
it's
different
reversed?
movies. Yeah, oh yes.
Okay.
Oh my god, yeah. Yes, no doubt in my mind.
Okay, so again... Just spoilers, since we have new listeners and new viewers coming to the.
It's not gonna like ruin a big. There's not like big twist in the movie. It's like it's totally fine.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, you know what? Do you want to let's get into the plot as if we're gonna talk about that.
Sure, I was gonna start at the beginning, but let's go. With
that's something that I thought was a strength for the movie, because the last 2-3 DC movies I saw, the plots were
excluding Wonder Woman.
Correct. So Wonder Woman is obviously the pinnacle of this franchise, but
the DC.
Yeah, I'm talking about Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. They were both like 2.5 hours, and the Batman vs Superman, they try to get this like morally ambiguous interplay battle between characters. The same thing with Suicide Squad, like the bad guys doing good stuff for the government, who's actually the bad guys. This one was simple, to the point. There was an evil demon man with his army of bugs. Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf. Never a reason, never a rhyme. Steppenwolf. He thanks guys. He comes to Earth with an army of bugs, and Avengers is trying to get these magic power boxes, and he wants to take over the Earth and make it his own and be a conqueror, and the Justice League has to stop him. It's that straightforward. It seems kind of dumb because he looks weird and he has an army of bugs, but then you're like, this actually is simple, and I can just it makes sense. There's no stupid moral ambiguity. It's heroes and a big evil demon guy, and that is something that I thought that they needed to do. So,
it opens with almost like a
eulogy of Superman. Yeah, it's like,
and it's like an interview.
That is definitely a Zack Snyder opening. Yeah. You know, just like 5 minutes straight of these slow, like pan up establishing shots, and it's like the world is in mourning because Superman is dead. It's pretty overblown, like.
And I feel like within even that first shot of the film where Superman is answering a bunch of questions as to
my God.
and he seems uncomfortable with just like normal citizens and little it's supposed to be like
it's shot like vertical on an iPhone, and he's like, I think some kid asked him like, what is your favorite part about Earth? And he's like,
yes, that's where it ends. And that's
and then it just goes Justice League.
Right, it's like, well, and then goes to Justice League.
Yeah.
I think within that section alone, we can discover where the entire film fell through for me. Is that it touched and dabbled in a bunch of bigger than itself themes.
That's like what Zack Snyder does, is like every single theme, every single moment is the biggest moment in cinematic history. And none of it matters.
Right, but the problem is that in past Zack Snyder films, he's at least answered a healthy portion of what he asks. And a lot of movies do that. They don't always... Not every film, ends with a closely knit, full revolved circle arc to where everything's answered and we know where we are. Yeah. Some things like The Sopranos, just off the top of my head, end in question marks. And it's fine.
I can't believe you would bring up The Sopranos right now.
just off of the top of my head.
It's just a disgrace to The Sopranos that you would do that.
My point is that it asked a lot of moral questions, thematic questions that you as a viewer are like, what is your favorite thing about Earth? And then it asks spreading, branching themes along that line.
I'm happy because I thought that, like I said, I think it did that a lot less than the other ones.
Well, I think why I noticed it more is because it didn't even attempt to answer it a lot of the time. It asked questions, but then it never even focused or addressed it. You're supposed to gather it from different portions of the movie and come up with your own solution, but you get such dissenting opinions, and no one way is no one character's road or thought of life.
Yeah, that's something that totally goes along with their exposition and the backstories of their side characters. At this point, we know the character of Batman. Wonder Woman has had her own movie, and Superman has had 3 movies in this cinematic universe, and so they're good.
Which, time out, that if once you see this, they will literally reference you to death. That, by the way, did you watch Wonder Woman? Because Wonder Woman's great. We had Wonder Woman back in this other film. I had a lover, and I just
they talk about what's the Chris Pine like 6 times.
They referenced the first Wonder Woman so
trying
many
to pull
times,
a Marvel,
trying to be like, hey, respect this movie because you remember Wonder Woman? We did great in that one, so we're using that. We're gonna
remember we made a good movie 6 months ago. Watch it. This movie's good too. Ha ha. Yeah. But I mean. Yeah, I think a lot of that asking questions and not answering them, I think they do that a lot with the 3 big side heroes, Aquaman, Flash, and Cyborg. Because as soon as they're introduced, they have that same problem that Suicide Squad had where they have like a 5-minute backstory vignette. Just like, Suicide Squad started off with like 5-10 minutes on each character, and this one was like, as soon as they were going out trying to recruit those heroes, it was like a 5-minute backstory, and it was trying to be like really emotional. Like Flash's dad is in jail, Cyborg's dad had this terrible accident that he made happen to his son, and then Aquaman is like keeping this little fishing town alive, but it all just feels so superficial, and like it doesn't matter.
And really, this film, its second biggest sin is that it eluded a lot of things, whether it's characters' backstories, whether it's what's going to happen.
I did not care about these. I cared about Batman, I cared about Wonder Woman, and I cared a little bit about Superman. Yeah, because
I cared about Flash, but
he was just funny. I didn't care about him. Right.
You know what I mean? The reason why is that it always alluded to a standalone film or something like you'll get that explanation later. But know that this is like the
Cyborg's getting a film in like 3.5 years. Yeah. Like you got to build the character now, because personally, side note, I thought that he was by far the weakest link in the movie. Cyborg. Oh my god, so boring. That actor was so blasé. You like that adjective? It's harsh yet sophisticated.
Is it French?
Blasé. It could be. It could be.
Can be. But really, a lot of it, as one snippet to just say, when the janitor is abducted or whatever it is, and he discovers...
Yeah, the janitor who's working in Lex Luthor's old compound that they're now doing research on because of the complicated crap that happened in the last movie. There's all this like Krypton power. It's just a mind bleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh no! I was just kind of leading in for you, man. Yeah.
And so that whenever he goes and says, "Hey, I never got a chance, but sorry about your son's death."
Oh my god!
It just felt like a complete separate exposition tool. That how long had he been working there? That you had not seen his son.
That is Zack Snyder putting those lines in there, being like, "Remember, I had this really sad accident." Remember,
it was such an obvious exposition tool, and even when he gets captured or abducted or whatever, they don't necessarily specify
who the janitor.
Yeah, the janitor. That was my problem. Is that a lot of the times they cut away and alluded to what's happening. You just saw like the danger, and as soon as they get to the part where it could be good,
that is totally another. I think some positives and some negatives, editing wise, the cutting. Landscape.
We want to talk about editing, and it was a huge storyline before the film. Henry Cavill is in Mission Impossible, I believe, 6.
The mustache controversy. The coolest, most hilarious thing I've heard this whole year in Hollywood is the mustache thing. Explain.
Yes,
this is great.
He's currently signed on to film, or if not finished filming.
He was doing them both at the same time.
He was filming Henry Cavill, who plays Superman, who is obviously shaven. He needs a mustache, or they deemed it necessary
for MI6
mustache for the Mission Impossible 6 movie that's also going to be coming out later.
He was contractually obligated to not shave his face for the duration of production.
So when Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, we kind of need him to be shaven. Can you do us a solid and let him shave?" They said no.
Heck no, we're gonna be petty. He can't shave.
So they needed to spend millions,
$30 million
of editing to
CGI the mustache out, and you could totally see it. His upper lip the whole time.
It was pretty
kind of weird. Like
if you pay attention to his upper lip the entire film, it's like distorts.
So it looks like a ghost lip, man. It's weird. If you want to get into CGI, I mean, we can get into CGI with these movies.
We can.
But
for me, and one of our main differences that maybe we'll have different perspectives on some of this stuff. I don't know about you, but I saw it in 3D just because of the times.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see it in regular?
I saw it in Dolby, which isn't 3D, but it's like bigger than IMAX, right. Like this incredible theater, which I'm glad I did. I think I might have had an aneurysm. I don't know what that feels like, but I think the blood pouring out of my ears because the flames and CGI. I think that's an aneurysm.
Maybe.
But it was cool to see it in Dolby, though. It really was.
And so help me here. I found it to be incredibly dark, and not in a cool Dark Knight, it's all very dark, like I was born in the darkness. No, it was very legitimately poorly lit dark. And
I couldn't see the movie even in Dolby 4D.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Did you have that same feeling?
Maybe. I actually kind of liked especially with the city of Gotham, how they lit it and how they made it look. I think visually what I more had a problem with was just the CGI, bombardment, cluster fest of visual effects in all their action scenes. Like the action scenes are unwatchable because there's they cut so quick you can't see the action.
They're few and far between.
Yeah, there were 4 big action sequences, and they're all just stuff flying around.
Batman. And it's not that impressive.
Was it? Oh, in the very beginning of the film? I would say the first big one is when Steppenwolf comes.
That one's pretty good.
Where the Amazons.
With all the... that one? I was alluding to the one where all of the armies...
The bugs?
Yeah.
The freaking grasshoppers?
And the Amazons and Earth's heroes and...
the one where she's going through the backstory?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
When it suddenly changed from a superhero film to the Battle of the 5 Armies.
Yeah,
The Hobbit in 2 seconds. I was like, what am I watching right now? This is so weird.
And it didn't, again, going along that concept of it eluding far often and far.
Dude, there were so many like Easter eggs.
I didn't understand on Steppenwolf's character as a whole. maybe it's just because I don't read as closely to DC comics as I did Marvel.
Yeah.
I didn't understand his character. And I didn't understand his powers. I didn't understand his...
He's Thanos, man.
Is that what he's supposed to be?
Like literally, that's what I got from him. He's like the conqueror of worlds.
I couldn't tell if he could control that portal.
He needs magic boxes. Yeah, and he came back to get Earth because he was embarrassed that he couldn't get Earth before.
And I couldn't tell if he was trapped before, if it was just a calling. I couldn't tell.
Pretty shoddy. I'm sure there's going to be some comic fans being like,
and at the end,
actually,
and at the end, again, spoiler if you really don't want to see the ending.
Yeah.
I didn't understand if he died or not. Like they did.
I think that they just kind of expelled him from the human realm. I don't think he died. See now I'm gonna have to really think hard about this because I've seen like 2 movies since then. I don't.
Okay, so he gets.
It really wasn't memorable enough.
No,
to
the bugs all attack him because they smelled the fear.
Yeah, they all turn on him,
and then the transporter lights up, and they're all teleported up, and his
conveniently get sucked into the sky.
Falls down. Yeah, I couldn't tell.
I'm sure for all. I hope they don't bring that character back. For all intents and purposes, he's probably dead. Okay. Dead and gone. They're not going to pull a Marvel and make a good villain and bring him back for 3 movies like they did with Loki. The better studio, but
and really for me, they didn't fall in as many traps as before. They will never get over the Martha trap.
The Martha.
Yeah, when Diane Lane comes back as Martha, it's so unnerving of how much I hated Superman.
Who's
keyword of Martha that I can never take her.
Oh my god, I forgot about that. That was so bad.
That was
Martha. Martha.
Yeah, that's so bad that.
Wow, that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow, I forgot that I kept up with. I've seen like all these movies, man.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Martha was just such a bad thing that whenever I saw Diane Lane, it totally took away from my.
You just feel triggered.
Yeah, and Superman just continuously. See, I disagree with you. Cyborg. I thought Superman was the weak link here.
I totally will fight you on that. I was the most impressed with Henry Cavill in his 15 minutes in this film than I was in any of his other films. He was so vanilla in those other ones. This one, I think it's because he was funny.
No, you know what you lose here?
What's that?
Because I forget whoever it is, but Cyborg's supposed to be at least half robot. Superman's not. I realize he was dead doesn't mean that he has to perform as if he was dead the entire film.
He did not. Totally the opposite. Good, best performance Henry Cavill has done. He was so boring in Batman vs Superman, so boring in Man of Steel. This one, and it's because Joss Whedon made him say 3 jokes. I was like, wow. Ray Fisher, Cyborg. I tried too hard, boring, maybe not a good enough actor.
Yeah, there were a lot of jokes in this, which
is totally.
A step aside, I don't know that I hated it, but a lot of them fell flat.
I think I don't. Yeah, I mean, I thought a few Flash's jokes after a little bit were getting kind of old, but I think a lot of that. I mean, if you
we're talking about Justice League. For Maddie, who commented, "What movie are we talking about?"
Oh, she knows what we're talking about. You know, she knows what we're talking. She's a troll.
I don't know. No, she's
Kick the trolls off, dude.
That was an underrated kids movie. Good movie.
Trolls?
Yeah, for a kids movie.
Are we gonna review Trolls now?
Maybe in the summer when it gets really bad.
Yeah, when it gets slow. But anyways, what were we talking about? Cyborg. Oh, jokes. You go back and watch the Avengers. Some of the best scenes are when they're all like just chilling in the Quinjet, and there's banter. Those are the best scenes of this movie. Was the banter, you know?
Maybe, but I mean, you set up a character who does that. Flash, I was totally fine with that. I actually really enjoyed his character.
That was Flash's. That was just stick. That was funny.
They've resorted to saying that no, we're not the Count Chocula to Marvel, where we're the exact same thing. We are our own separate brand of things, and we're going to be like the exact opposite. We're going to be the dark side of the moon.
Dark Gritty they tried it for like 4 movies, and Wonder Woman was affirming and fun and joyful, and it was amazing. So but they took Justice League and they brought someone else in to try to make it more of that, which I think served to the advantage of the movie.
Maybe,
honestly.
But when you only do 4 jokes and you have such you need higher quality.
That's the thing. It's like it's this weird thing because it's great because it's there, but it's bad because it's only half and half. So you have this contrast of tone in the movie that like from scene to scene, like between the action scenes, the dramatic scenes, and the funny scenes, you're like, I can't even get a feel of what kind of movie this is, you know?
Yeah, and there's a lot of moments in this film we can disagree on who was the worst performance in this film.
No, we can't. It was Cyborg.
It was by far.
The kid was so awful. I feel bad because like he's probably a really good actor, but I think it's also the fact that like 3/4 of his body, except for right here, was all digital.
The choice
weird.
to go CGI on Cyborg was such a poor mistake.
Yeah, I think he looked so bad. He looked like he was from a 2006 like Peter Piper Pizza video game.
I would have much rather wanted some illusion of a real costume. I don't know exactly what. I mean, we already saw Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds fail miserably with that.
Yeah.
I need some form of Deadpool where it's a real costume.
Batman's thing is like half CGI and half like built costume. If they would do something like that with some glowy lights, some electronics, might look kind of cool.
And overall, when you don't have that, I don't know if it's elevated level of effects or what it is, or the CGI is just not up to par to where Marvel is.
Somehow, like they managed to spend $150 million on post production, and it still looks weird. I don't get how this happens.
There were some spotty moments.
Yeah, like it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good at all.
Yeah. So when we look overall, I think much like the Batman Begins, in that mold of where the first film was not exactly where it was. It was an entire expositional. It set the context for which the Dark Knight rose to form and became a tour de force. Because
that was the past. The Dark Knight was the dunk.
Because this film was preceded by Batman vs. Superman, that was the dirty diaper of all films, all superhero films. That has I really don't care what other film you put. You can say Daredevil, but that was early on in the whole superhero.
This Batman vs. Superman had way more put into it. The stakes were much higher, and it failed.
It was a matchup that we actually wanted. We had a lot invested emotionally. A lot of people, and they just threw away
these fans deserve better heroes, man.
It was so bad that the fact that this film was above being that bad made it rise to average.
I think it's a totally my adjective is it's okay for Justice League because it's not a crapshoot and that's literally when I was going into it. I was like, if it's any semblance of watchable. Because Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, I wanted to get up and leave. But I had spent those ridiculous prices on the movie tickets, and I was like, I need to get through this 2.5-hour movie. And as long as Justice League has some moments and has some fun, I will like it. And it ended up having enough to where I was almost entertained throughout the duration of the movie. And I was like, thank God they didn't make another just utter failure. That's what they needed to do.
Yeah, they had some errors that they've done in the past, such as the Martha element.
Martha.
Yeah, and they had a couple of other things that escape my mind right now. Oh, having too many characters. I'm glad that they didn't go with
too many characters without enough backstory. Cough, Suicide Squad, cough, Justice League.
They could have done a much better job had they excluded Superman in this one. I don't think he was entirely necessary.
You know what?
Could have gotten more exposition.
I thought it was
2-hour runtime that felt long.
I thought it was so dumb that they spent a good 15 minutes fighting Superman after they brought him back to life just for him to be like, oh, and then join them. I was like, what was the point of if that is just 15 minutes of a fight?
It felt like it invalidated the rest of the team that they just sucked that bad against the main villain and Superman. It really just served to repurpose that Superman is that good after being killed, and that was really your one purpose of having him. It was to reestablish and legitimize that he is indeed Superman and that powerful. It seemed unnecessary, and really I just didn't want to see Superman. I wanted to have that moment mean something, and now from chronologically one movie to the next, back to back, you made the sacrifice of one movie meaningless to the next movie.
Exactly. And then also the first 2/3 of Justice League, because as soon as Superman comes in, they kill Steppenwolf in the first battle that they face him in. And so the whole banter and character building between the team is all kind of pointless because then they get Superman and they win and the team doesn't do anything.
It was very much referencing back to the first Star Trek film, Captain Kirk, when they killed Spock. It meant a lot because people had never seen something like that, and they brought him back in the next one. It was kind of rushed. It felt like to the fans.
It's cool how they did it, though. It made sense.
It made sense, and it totally felt valid, and it brought forth real emotions as to, wow, you killed off a major character and left it at the end. And then they just bring him right back at the next one. It kind of defeats the purpose when you look back in the chronological order and you look back on it and you say, well, it didn't matter because he got brought back.
Batman vs. Superman, a whole $300 million movie, doesn't matter.
No, it really doesn't. And
I think that they have like one line where they reference like, oh, we had a fight in our last movie, but it's okay now. Yeah. And you're like, that's it? They would like hated each other, try to kill each other, and then they're like, we got a baddie on the loose. We got to get him. You in, Clark? Yeah, I'm in. And then you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, this movie exceeds on some of the finer details. A lot of flashes of abilities I really liked. Personally, I liked. Do
you mean the comedic abilities or like super abilities?
No, I mean even the details of electricity. A lot of the slowdown moments were felt to me new. I mean,
go watch the X-Men movies and see the Quicksilver slow-mo. That's so cool.
That's almost unfair though. That's so fantastic that at least if you took a different approach, I appreciated this. It's
like a different approach, but it's still copying. They're just doing it with like a different vibe. And I was like, I don't. And I think we talked about this with Wonder Woman. All the slow mo. Mm-hmm. They didn't use as much gratuitous slow mo as Wonder Woman, but there's still a lot of like, do. Like it's either
that's a standy
unwatchable or just crazy slow motion.
Yes. So overall. It has some gaping holes that deflate it and make it unable to go through the entire storm of the film. But it'll flow. Yeah,
if you can let go, especially if you're a really big fan of these characters and you just want to see like a movie that is fun, you'll probably really like it. I think I went with a few friends who were like big fans and they liked it just because I'm like not attached to the characters at all.
I don't know how you could be after the past couple movies.
But I think if you're like into it and you can forgive those flaws, I think you'll have a good time watching it. Whereas the other ones were like distractingly bad, this one is not on that level of bad. There's just still normal blockbuster flaws that hold it back, Yeah,
the Marvel versus DC.
Marvel's winning like 95-5 right now.
Yeah, I guess the only L maybe is Wonder Woman, and even then, there was nothing head to head.
Marvel hasn't had a bad movie this year. Thor was good. It was great.
And I don't know, but I think Black Panther
it's gonna be freaking awesome. Yeah.
All right. So close it out. Our voucher bar system. What do you want to give it there? Went back down.
I was like teetering between 56 and 55. I'm getting 55.
Okay.
Which is I gave Suicide Squad I think an 11 and Batman vs Superman a 22.
Okay.
So this is more than twice as good as Batman vs Superman on the voucher bar scale.
Wow. Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I'll go 48.
Wow, you scored it lower than me?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna score higher than me.
I mean, if you're a woman who likes to see men's workout routines and
what?
And you're wanting to go see Jason Momoa's.
I was like enjoying the. I was like, wow, what a specimen of human.
Yeah, there were a couple.
How did they CGI my body onto another man?
Oh, is that what you thought?
Yeah, okay. I was like, how did the technology is crazy,
These days they superimpose everything. It was like you said, I wasn't as offended
by the terrible
film, by them wasting my time.
This is offensively bad.
Yeah, it offended me, and I wanted a refund on my time. So for that case, I will say it doesn't deserve to bomb, but it also doesn't deserve to even get above a 50 because I'm left with a lot of questions that I feel I should not have to even.
Why don't you go ask Martha?
Answer. Martha, that was ridiculous. All right, so after this quick break, we will go to Gimme 5.
Go check it out. Don't leave.
Give Me 5, where I've got 5 questions for you, Gary Boucher, and you've got 5 questions for me. We don't know what they are, but we will answer them.
Honestly.
That's right.
All right, who's going first?
I went first.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those listening on the podcast, we just missed a couple of our early Give Me 5s.
We can take the audio from the Facebook Live. You can save it, go through completely painstaking process. Anyways, like I said, I want to get to know you on this podcast, and
yes, we'll edit that part out.
I'm just gonna ask you. Right, I just want you to.
Snoop Dogg has an album, a Christmas album.
A Snoop Dogg.
So does Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé does.
But Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like, I feel like that's
fantastic.
That feels weird.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
So you would get the Snoop Dogg, but not the Kendrick?
I like Snoop Dogg. See, that's the problem, is everybody has their Snoop Dogg. Everybody's like, you know what, I would love to hear Taylor Swift take on Christmas.
And that's you, but with Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, okay, anyways, I'm so sorry. One more time, you want to get to know me.
Yeah, I just want you to rank your favorite holidays, man.
Oh, number 1, my birthday. Number 2, Christmas. And number 3, Thanksgiving.
You got Halloween, Easter, Boxing Day, a little shout out for the British, Martin Luther King,
British. Isn't that
Independence Day. Yeah, well, like, I want to be British, so I celebrate Boxing Day.
Okay.
I punch stuff. I'm like, yeah, Boxing Day.
Okay.
So.
Those are my top 3.
All right.
So I'm just gonna say it. It's Uber Facts time.
No way!
Yes.
What? I've never played this game before.
Yes.
Oh my god! What is Uber Facts?
So for those
Please
of you who are
explain
new
it.
to listening to the show, this is the part of our show where I have 5 sets of facts for you, sir, as provided by Uber Facts.
Twitter page that tells really random facts.
Yes, it does.
About
of course.
Anything, iguanas farting.
Yes.
Celebrities, science, life, anything.
Yes.
And
I've
everything.
got 5 sets of these, all including 3 facts. One of those facts I completely made up. A Phil fact, if you will.
A Phil fact, yes.
And I want you to...
A flact.
I want you to tell me with utter confidence which one is the one that I made up. So are you ready?
Dude, I'm an expert at this.
All right, fantastic. Let's go.
Easy.
Fact number 1, pineapples were originally discovered by stray dogs. Fact number 2, around 360 million glasses of champagne are consumed over the holidays. And fact number 3, a group of turkeys is called a rafter. Which one is the fake fact?
Number 1.
You are completely correct.
How would anybody know that?
Maybe
a young writer in the 4th century was running in the woods with his pack of stray dogs when they stumbled upon a pineapple tree.
Are you kidding me? That's actually completely plausible. They could be standing for the hunt,
but it's the least plausible.
While the dogs are sniffing out the bird.
One of them just
found a pineapple. They all converge on the pineapple and get sick. I think it's sickening.
Yeah, they'd probably all die, and that's how they discovered pineapple. So sad.
Man, this killed all of them.
Poor Henry James,
ourselves.
the 16th century explorer, and his pack of 20 dogs died eating pineapple.
All right, next one. On average, it takes 66 days to form a new habit. Fact number 2, there are more germs in your mouth than there are in... Sorry, Facebook. There are more germs in your mouth than there are in your butthole's rim. And fact number 3, orophobia is the fear of gold. Please don't make me repeat them.
Can you tell me number? I just want to hear number 2 again.
No.
I forget.
There are more germs in your mouth than there are below the equator.
Yeah, but there's the northern hemisphere and there's the southern hemisphere.
Yes. It's near. If we were talking planets, it'd be near Uranus.
Oh, stop the podcast. That was pretty good. That was ridiculous. All right.
Which one's the fake fact?
Number 1, again. I think 2 number 1s in a row. Number 1.
All right. I completely made up the second one. Uranus is made up. I know. Went there.
I feel that's just such an American fact. It's humans' mouths are dirtier than toxic waste. Some you know?
People do curse a lot, so maybe they're the outliers.
Luke, we watch out for him on the podcast.
That's true.
He's cursed like a sailor.
Set number 3. Dogs can drink beer without any ill repercussions. And fact number 2, the climbing gourami is a fish that has the ability to climb out of water, breathe oxygen, and even walk for short distances.
How do you climb out of water?
Fact number 3, dude? Alcohol poisoning kills 6 people in the U.S. every day. Which one is the fake fact?
Give me number 1 one more time.
Dogs can drink beer without any ill repercussions.
That's a really... All right, number 3.
Alcohol poisoning?
Yeah.
Good, you're wrong. I completely made up the dogs can drink beer without...
I totally was like gonna think. Then I looked at my dog Gandalf, who is single-handedly eating.
And you drink a beer? He could totally drink a beer.
Yeah, he's eaten a box of Oreos and a pizza before, and he's like still having a great life.
I bet he is.
So like I don't know. I mean, he could drink a beer. He and I could share in a beer together.
Fantastic. Fact number 1: women spend 20% of their annual income on makeup and accessories. A new study says. Fact number 2: chewing gum for an hour burns about 11 calories.
Ooh.
In fact number 3: hooker's lips is a plant that looks like big red lips, and it puckers up to attract pollinators such as butterflies and hummingbirds.
Number 1: I think you're just trying to call out your lady friend on the podcast.
That is the fake fact. Congratulations, you are now 2-2.
So this will determine if I'm over or under 50%.
Yes, that is correct. This will determine whether or not you're a winner or a loser.
Kind of getting shredded in this comment section here. I can feed my dog what I want to feed my dog, okay?
All right, last one for all the marbles.
Yep.
Baby puffins are called pufflings.
Oh my god.
Fact number 2: puffins mate for life.
Are these all puffin facts?
In fact number 3: those who drink 1 cup of black coffee a day live on average 10 years longer than those who don't.
What was the number 2?
Number 2: puffins mate for life.
Number 2.
That's the fake one.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm locking it in, man. Stop asking me questions.
I couldn't do that to puffins. That's completely real. I completely made up those who drink 1 cup of black coffee.
That is true.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. You get your Starbucks
totally true.
facts out of here.
Starbucks will tell you it's true.
By the way, I will say the twist on this week's Uber Facts: Ruby Ramirez, the one and the only, created all the fake facts this week.
Wow.
So shout out to.
She's better at making Phil facts than Phil.
Yes. Well, she got you. She got 3. She got you to bite on 3.
40%. Good 3-point shooting percentage, though.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
all
better
right.
than DeAndre Jordan's free throw.
Yeah. All right. So I have so funny. Oh, so funny that we did this in this order because I have a little game of my own.
Okay.
That I like to call Justice Facts.
I like to go.
Justice Facts. So I have 1 set of 3 facts about.
I'm so ready for Thanksgiving.
Each. Yes, me too. I'm ready to go into cardiac arrest and die of a food baby hangover thing. Give me turkey or give me death, man, or both.
This is the one time of the year I even yearn for turkey.
Dude, pumpkin pie from Costco.
No.
What?
No. No.
All right, I'm gonna shred you in this next one.
Pecan pie is the best pie of all pies.
Excuse me, Dorley, but you ain't never had no Costco pumpkin pie.
No.
All right.
There's only one true pea pie, and that's pecan.
I'm moving on, man, because that's dumb.
Yeah, I would move off of pumpkin pie too.
Justice facts, okay? This just is sin. I've got 1 set of 3 facts about each of the 5 main cast members. One of the facts is true. 2 of them I made up, which I am very good at because actors have really interesting lives.
Okay, so
I wasn't trying to copy you, but I'm
doing the inverse here.
He is going to do exactly. So
I got to find out the correct one.
The real fact that I did not make up.
Okay.
Number 1, Jason Momoa was actually born in Iowa.
Okay.
Number 2, Jason Momoa lost 50% of his vision in his left eye in a bar fight.
Okay.
Number 3, Jason Momoa has a tribal tattoo that he believes will ward off sharks in the water.
All right. It's fact number 2 is the true fact.
Fact number 2 is the false fact.
Really?
The true one is fact number 3. His tattoo on his forearm, he got it to look like shark teeth because he believes spiritually to ward off sharks. Number 2 is half true. He's got, if you notice, his eyebrow is missing because he was hit over the head with a pint of beer and he has a scar, but he did not lose his vision.
See, I thought it was too close to Aquaman to wear. I thought it was.
Right?
You were trying to fool me.
But dude, he actually thinks that. So there you go.
Good. He was born
exactly.
to be Aquaman.
He was born in the sea, born of the ocean water.
Just go.
Number 2, Gal Gadot was a commissioned officer in the Israeli army. Gal Gadot gained 17 pounds of pure muscle mass to play Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot's first major film role was as the Bond girl in Quantum of Solace, 2009, I believe.
I just watched Spectre the other day, and I perused through Skyfall. Did not stop on Quantum of Solace, though.
It's not a good...
No,
you can totally skip it. Yeah. Like, you should watch Casino Royale, skip Quantum of Solace, watch Skyfall, skip Spectre.
Yeah.
I think.
I will go with 17 pounds of muscle mass.
Correct. She gained 70 pounds. She was a combat...
Was she even in Quantum of Solace?
No.
Okay.
She auditioned for it, but she lost out. She was in the Israeli army, but she was not a commissioned officer, which was, super high up.
Okay.
All right. Number 3. Ezra Miller is a professionally trained opera singer.
Okay.
Ezra Miller is a professionally trained pianist. Ezra Miller is a professionally trained mime.
Oh, mime. For sure.
For sure?
For sure.
Opera singer. Which I totally wouldn't have guessed, because I've seen all these pictures of him online smoking cigarettes. Which, I know that, singers...
He's very,
But apparently he's, a dope opera singer, so that's pretty cool.
A lot of those old opera singers smoked as well.
They smoked a lot of cigarettes in that time.
Yes.
All right, number 3. Ray Fisher hadn't actually ever heard of the character Cyborg when he auditioned for the role.
Okay.
Ray Fisher auditioned for the role of Finn in Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Oh, okay.
Ray Fisher originally, ironically enough, pursued a career as an engineer.
Why is that? Oh, yeah. I was like, why is that ironic?
Because of the movie.
Yeah. I'm going to go number 1.
Hadn't heard of Cyborg?
No, correct.
He was a huge fan of the movies. The true one is he auditioned for Finn in Star Wars.
Again, sounded like a Gary Boucher made up.
I know. I'm freaking good at this, right? All right. Number 5, final was, it's going to be Ben Affleck. And this is just really dumb. Ben Affleck's father was the inspiration for the character Will in Good Will Hunting. Ben Affleck's grandfather was the inspiration for the character Will in Good Will Hunting. Ben Affleck's uncle was the inspiration for the character of Will in Good Will Hunting. How well do you know the Afflecks? How well do you know their family? We got Ben, we got Casey. What about the dad?
Would his uncle be considered Casey, or is Casey his brother?
Casey's his brother, his younger brother. That would be weird if Casey was his uncle and his younger brother. That'd have to be a really messed up family. A lot of weird stuff going on.
Have you ever seen, what's the Jack Nicholson California movie?
Chinatown?
Chinatown.
Oh, and at the end, it's...
Sister!
Yeah.
Mother! Yeah. Anyways, it's a young character, but it's in a stodgy college. I don't think it'd be his grandfather. It's between his dad and his uncle. I would go with uncle. It sounds like an uncle story. You can be close to your uncle. I'll go uncle.
It's a good choice, but you're totally wrong. How could you get it wrong? It's his dad.
Oh, his dad.
His dad was a janitor at Harvard.
Okay.
Man, I can't believe you didn't know that.
Man.
Everybody knows that in the world except for you.
I disappointed myself.
You should just quit everything. It's because you didn't know that.
I should. All right. That was it, right?
Yeah. How about them apples?
What seemed as just a lighthearted joke on Twitter quickly turned into a viral tweet, as one user created a way for Walmart customers to get the most out of their Black Friday shopping.
Oh.
On Tuesday, one Twitter user shared a photo of a Walmart vest, tweeting that he was selling it for a total of $100. You're probably wondering why anyone would need a vest from Walmart, but this reasoning was for shoppers to use it to bypass the long Black Friday lines. Quote,
oh my God.
You can even walk in, grab what you want, and walk out, he wrote. The tweet continued to catch on, prompting several users
make these and go
to
break
sell
into
their
Walmart.
uniforms from large companies such as Best Buy, Target, and of course, Walmart. Gary, smart or dumb idea here to buy a vest to bypass the Black Friday lines?
I feel bad saying it, but some of these people at Black Friday are rabid, and they have literally killed people. So I'm not going to feel bad about buying a vest and sneaking around, because all I use Black Friday for is to buy movies. Walmart has all their movies are $1. I've built up my Harry Potter, Star Wars collections.
Oh my gosh!
At Walmart on Black Friday, I'll just go and I'll see like a movie that I vaguely like, and I'm like, oh, that's $1. That's $1. That's $1. That's $1. That's $1. I own like everything,
even new stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah, I have everything. Like every movie I own, I bought over 2 years in a row, Walmart Black Fridays. So
all right.
I don't care. I mean, if I can get, because like the good movies go fast, you know?
Right.
And I had to wait in line for like an hour just to get up there. There's some good stuff left, but Guardians of the Galaxy was missing, which I had to buy on Amazon for $20.
Oh.
I could have bought it at Walmart for $1.
Horrific.
Everything was $1. It's robbery. This is robbery, Bernie Sanders. This is robbery. So, yeah.
All right, your turn, sir.
That's all 5, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I have one.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Pretty sure I did all 5. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3. Yep, DC box office. Oh, no. I do have one more.
There you go.
Yeah, I do. I explained my dismay. I just had Ray Fisher facts, but I thought that he really brought the movie down in all of his scenes.
Oh, yes.
Acting-wise. I want you to tell me what is the one instance you can, like the biggest instance of an actor with their performance ruining the movie.
Right. I so wanted to name a child actor.
Yeah, you could have.
I could have.
What's the gig for Mrs. Doubtfire? Terrible.
But unfortunately, most of the times, they're given a reprieve for the simple fact that they are children actors. So even if they're bad, the rest of the movie is either good or bad.
If you ever run for president, I'm gonna re-air these.
I'm not kissing any babies.
Philip Amerine hates children.
I'm not kissing any babies. Get those. They're probably diseased.
Get away from me.
No, but I will say, by far and away, the worst movie I've ever seen outside of one person was actually Snow White and the Huntsman. Charlize Theron did not know that she was in a bad film and acted her butt off.
Yeah.
Hemsworth was a serviceable job. And then who goes to ruin this entire little lovely...
Are you going to say Kristen
Stewart? Who had as much emotion as my pinky did, and even probably less, because I can do a happy dance with my pinky.
Wow.
Kristen Stewart can barely show any emotion. I mean, look at that. Look at that. That's entirely... I mean, for those of you listening on the podcast, this is
beautiful
ecstatic
pinky.
Happiness from flowing forth from my pinky. Kristen Stewart cannot...
Do it again.
She gave a fiery speech that was as fiery as a barbecue wing. That was just absolutely awful. And I went in thinking, this is going to be horrible. I came out thinking, darn, I really wish somebody else had been Snow White instead of Kristen Stewart. That was just awful casting. Did you have a nominee?
No. Can you just do that thing with your pinky again?
There we go.
And actually, this is going to... full disclosure, I feel really bad about saying this. I do have a Star-Lord tattoo, so don't judge me. But Chris Pratt in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2... when Yondu dies and he just shakes him and yells at his dead body and it's so fake and weird, that just really brought the movie down for me.
Oh, no.
Yondu, no!
The worst post-death...
Martha!
No. The worst post-death scene or acting this year thus far is... what was the We Are Heroes? Or
Only the
Firemen?
Only the Brave?
Only the Brave.
Miles Teller?
No. What's her name? The wife.
Oh, the wife. Yeah, she was way over the top.
That was by far the worst post.
She just is screaming. Acting. Yeah, that was bad.
It was it totally brought me completely out of the film.
Yeah.
Finally, Gary, I want to give the good people listening, watching...
Give people what they want.
A little preview of what will happen during this upcoming Thanksgiving at our respective tables. Mm-hmm. Just simply put, what are you thankful for this year, Gary?
I am thankful for all the opportunities I've been given at work, at school, from my family, from my friends, from you, for bringing me on the podcast. I'm thankful for the fact that I've seen a movie a week, sometimes more, every week. It's like the best year ever that's happened. I'm broadened my career opportunities. I got an agent. I got promoted at work, and just a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. I'm very happy.
Where does your grandmother's hat rank on the thankfulness spectrum?
So Virginia's.
So for those not listening, or for not knowing, we took a week off last week for Gary and his family going to Virginia for a...
And my grandma's name is also Virginia. And she has a hat that she wanted to wear at the wedding.
Think Romanov, Russian beaver pelt hat. It was glorious on her.
Yeah, and
normally anybody else would be awful, but she made it work for
Virginia rocks the hat. That was like this fourth most thing I'm thankful for this year.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna say that tomorrow because my grandma makes us go around the circle.
Yeah, she
and
does.
say what we're thankful for.
The ritual.
I'm gonna do it, man. I'm gonna be like, and grandma's hat.
There you go.
And she's gonna be like, oh, Gary.
Oh, Gary. Oh my gosh,
man.
your grandma. She's something else.
She's lovely. What about you, man?
Oh, I actually wasn't prepared for this. Probably gonna go
for your girlfriend.
I was gonna go family at first, if that's all right with you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Family, girlfriend, my pup.
Parmesan is pretty dope.
Parmesan's pretty dope, even though he can be a bit of fact number 2 on section 3 of on Uber Facts. He is pretty dope. I'm glad to have a good pup, and thankful to be alive and health.
And health. I am thankful for health and life.
No, seriously, if you there are people with chronic pain in this world that I feel...
Luke and his knees.
Think of his knees. Man, that's another story for another day. But that's one of our best inside jokes.
Yeah. Luke's got some
bad knees.
Some bad knees. He's got the worst knees of any human ever. We're always thinking
Maddie
of
can
Luke's
attest
knees.
to that. Maddie can attest to his knees.
And at every podcast, shout out to Luke's knees. We hope you're feeling better.
that will never happen.
Thoughts and prayers go out to Luke's knees. Put up a profile picture cover. Facebook. Luke's knees support. Can we make a filter on Facebook?
that will cost some money.
Pray for Luke's knees.
Put it like right like you just see knees.
Yeah.
You just see knees and legs. It like hangs like earrings almost. Okay, so we've reached the end of Gimme 5. Now we go to the part of the show where we
reveal
our
next week's movie.
For the first time, I'm throwing it to you, and you actually know what it is. So why don't you go?
It is Coco, and we know that Coco is coming out this week.
Cocoa Puffs.
Peanut butter chocolate flavor. Oh no, that's Reese's Puffs. Oh no. We're seeing Coco, the newest Pixar movie about the Hispanic kid who goes. I don't know exactly the plot. I know he goes to like an alternate universe. I
like that. I like a trailer that I don't fully know what I'm getting myself into.
And it's Pixar.
Hopefully it works.
It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. Check my sisters. They'll like it. I'll probably like it. I'm probably gonna cry. I always cry Pixar.
They do have a dog. If they kill the dog, I will cry.
If the dog is like a little skeleton at the end, oh my god.
All right. So Coco next week.
Yep.
Thanksgiving tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, man.
You too, man. I'm gonna come over and throw that pecan pie out the window.
You better not.
I'll
throw you out the window.
I'll have pumpkin pie. Gary Boucher.
And Virginia. I'm Philip Amerine. Thank you so much for listening and watching Chopped Greens this week. Maybe this will be a weekly thing we do.
It's fun, man.
Yeah, it was fun. It was
a little comment section.
Helped us censor out all the comments, necessary and unnecessarily so.
Yeah. You trolls.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
get out of here,
thank you for everybody listening, watching, and as always,
bye. Wow.